Have you ever wondered what you should prepare before it's time to do your annual report? Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Malin Havefjell and I will try to answer that question with my 3 best advice how to prepare for your annual report in this video. And the first thing that you need to check is that you have done all your ongoing bookkeeping throughout the year so that everything is finished there. Because now it's time for us to move out of your bookkeeping software and go to start doing your annual report. And when it's time to do your annual report, that depends on when your financial year ends and how. So, and if you run a sole proprietorship, then you always have calendar year. But if you run a limited company, it can be that you have the calendar year, but you can also have like a broken financial year and then your year starts maybe the 1st of July and ends the last of June, for example. So just double check when your financial year ends, and when it has ended, then it's time to start do your annual report and you can start prepare for it. So the first thing, just before we come to my 3 tips, is that you actually have completed your ongoing bookkeeping. And then it's time for us to make sure that everything is recorded and that you do by doing the reconciliation of all the different accounts. And the easiest way to do that is to check your assets in the balance report and make sure that the outgoing balances there is the same as we can see in real life. For example, if we look at your bank account, we see, okay, how much amount should it be? And then we compare that to what you have in real life. And if they are not matching, then there is something wrong in your bookkeeping, so you need to go back and fix that. If you run a limited company, you also need to make sure that your tax account is the same as you see in your bookkeeping, that the real life tax account has the same in your bookkeeping. And if you have other bank accounts, of course. So all the different assets in your company, they are the easiest one to make sure that they are correct, because we can compare them to something in real life. And the other thing that you need to check is if you have purchased something during the year, like an inventory that was a little bit more expensive, that you now should record as an asset in your company and make depreciations from. So what we do then is that you are not allowed to deduct the total amount that you paid for this inventory or machine. Instead, we add that amount as an asset in your company, and now we take a part of that as a cost, like a depreciation then in your bookkeeping. So go through and see if you have made one of those purchases. And the last 3rd tip for me is to check if you have any unpaid invoices. If you have sent out invoices that wasn't paid, or if you have received invoices that you didn't pay before the financial year ended. Because now you need to record them, even if you have registered for the cash method. So now when it's time for your annual report, you need to record also the unpaid invoices, because the income should affect this financial year if you had sent out an invoice. So there we will record that as if someone owes you, the client owes you this money. And if you have received an invoice from a supplier, then we should record that as a debt, that you owe someone this money, but the cost should be in this financial year and affect your tax return for this year. So this is my 3 tip advice that you need to do before you can start do your annual report. You do the reconciliation, check that all the outgoing balances in the balance report is correct with reality. And you look if you have purchased anything that is like an expensive inventory that you need to record as an asset in your company that you now should do depreciations from. And also make sure to check if you have any invoices, unpaid invoices that you need to record. There might be more things that you need to do, but I had told myself I only allowed to tell you 3 tips in this video, and these 3 are the most common ones. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye bye.